Hi, Julia Watts here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. We're going to be using a mixture of brands today to do some stamping, and I'm going to use one of my favourite Andrew Skinner stamps, All You Need Is a Hug, and the Woodware stencil from Francois Reed, which has got 3 designs, and this one's called Kasbah. And I'm also using the Elizabeth Craft Designs background stamps too. All of these you can find on my website. And we're also using the Woodware Abstract Grid, which I persuaded, well, I did a special order from Creative Expressions for it because it's one of my favourite stencils and there's so much that you can do with it. So we're going to build a background around the All You Need Is a Hug with a bit of masking. So I've already got my stamp. Oh, this is where you'll find the products that I'm using today. In fact, you'll find all of them, which is quite good, isn't it? And yes, I've already got this in my stamping platform, and I'm going to put a piece of Sentimental Yours Super Smooth watercolour card in here. And just to make life a little bit easier, we're actually using one that's bigger than we need, because it's just easier to secure everything. And this is about 4.5 inches wide, so you can get 3 of these out of a piece of A4 just by swiveling it. We're only going to stamp the image, we're not going to stamp the sentiment, and we're going to be stamping in Nocturne Versafine Clair, which I put down somewhere. Oh, I know where it is. I put it away. Never do that. So lots of tapping. Obviously, if you want to do batch stamping, you can just leave the stamp in place and keep on stamping, which is what I've done. I've got one that's already dry for when we mask, and I have discovered that I'm over inking just there, so I am getting a little bit of the rubber stamping, you'll see, that I don't really want, but that's fine because I'm going to cut this out with the tag, and so we'll lose that little bit. So I'm not too worried. If you do get that sort of thing, you can actually trim the rubber a little bit more to take away where you're actually getting the extra bit of ink. So probably need to stamp this a couple of times because the super smooth card does actually suck up the ink. Actually, it's pretty good. I'm over inked. Steady on, girl. Another tap. Do make sure that you've got a nice juicy ink pad. I sell all the Versafine Clairs and the inkers on my website. Do need to get some more inkers, but I think I've got one of the Nocturne left, and it's a lot cheaper to re-ink because you don't need a lot of ink to re-ink. So the re-inker will last you quite a long time depending on how much stamping you do. This should do it. Let's see. I'm going to go once more just to get those areas a little bit darker. Like I say, this super smooth card does actually suck up the ink. There she is. I'll show you. She's hugging her teddy bear. Beautiful, beautiful image from Andy Skinner. And once again, that's the All You Need Is a Hug. So we'll fetch that out of there now and put it to one side because I've got one that is nice and dry. So let's just pop this in here so we don't make a mess, and bring in the one that's dry. Then we grab the All You Need, the stencil, the Abstract Grid stencil. Now, obviously, there's 2 sides to a stencil, so you can figure out where you want your windows to be. So you can have them that way, or you can have them that way. I think I'm going to have it that way. And as I said, that's going to be the bottom, but I will start the grid down there, I think, like that. And we're just going to secure it with a bit of Scotch low tack tape, which is, it doesn't tend to tear the card, this one. It's a very good one. You can find it on Amazon. It's not cheap, but it does last a long time. So this is nice and dry, so we can, oh, now I've forgot what I'm doing. Where's my mask? Let's get my mask. It's just easier with the mask. Here we go. So a piece of Woodware masking sheet. Again, if you're using the Versafine Clair, give it a chance to dry a bit before you cut it out, or cut it out very carefully because you will smudge it. It doesn't matter too much because this is just a mask. Getting the back off is a little bit of a challenge. The masking sheets are currently out of stock of Creative Expressions. I have a few, but not many. So I hope they get them back again soon. Keep your carrier sheet so you can reuse your mask again and again and again. And we will pop this on here. I've trimmed it so it is inside the line a bit. So when I come and ink and stamp around it, we should be absolutely fine. It is a little bit tricky lining it up. It doesn't have to be 100%, so don't stress. That's less than 100%. Let's just fiddle around with it a little bit. It's worth taking the time to, where's his hand? His hand's there. His ear is there. So I cut it inside a bit. There's a nose. That's better. Do you know, it's a lot easier to do this when I'm not doing this for a video. As per always. I'll do, that's on, okay. So if I hold that up, you'll see that that's just inside the line on most of it. You don't need to worry too much. It's just a rough thing that we're doing there. Let's grab my tape again and put this in place. It's not the end of the world if you don't have a mask, because you can see through the stencil. You can figure out exactly what, you know, where you need to ink. Oh, let's have it that way. Try and do my border so it's even. Not that it matters, because like I say, I'm going to cut it out with a tag anyway. Move up a bit, because I don't want to knee in. Okay, so I was going to go, I always go for like blues and teals and stuff like that, and I thought I would just go for something different. So we're going to go yellows and oranges. That's what we're going to go with. So first of all, we're going to grab mustard seed, and this is distress ink because I'm going to stamp a background on top. So I am going to use distress because I prefer stamping on top of distress ink than on top of distress oxide. And I've said this many times before, because when you're stamping on top of distress oxide, sometimes when your image goes off the oxide, then you get a different colour. It's more black if you're using black off the oxide, and on the oxide it's more of a dull black, if that makes sense. I must have got ink underneath there and it won't stick on his ear. So we're just getting a base colour here. We don't want it to be too dark. That's why the brush is really good. Like so. Will you please stay down? Like that. That'll do. Okay. That's that one. That's your mustard seed. Then we're going to grab the Kasbah stencil, and I'm going for this one. Excuse me. And we're just going to use, I think we're going to use the same design all over. So we're not going to do it complicated. We're just going to do it keep it quite simple. Oh, this is dried marigold. Did I say that? I don't know. So this is quite a light orange rather than spice marmalade, which is quite dark. Hopefully that hasn't moved. It's looking good. I only want it to be a bit. I wasn't going to stencil as well. I was going to just I was just going to stamp, but then I thought, no, we'll do a bit of stenciling as well, just to show you can do both. That's fab. Right, so I'm going to have the same stencil here as well. So you can see you can do your 6x6 just by turning it around. The fun thing is when you take the mask away, as well as the grid stencil, because then you get a full reveal of what you're going to get. So that's fab. That's just fab, 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 fab. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Okie dokie. So that's our stencil, number 1. There. And that's dried marigold. So we use mustard seed and dried marigold distress so far. Now we're going to do a little bit of stamping in the background, and I'm going to grab, here we go, I'm going to grab the foam from inside my stamping platform, and we're going to use sand dune for this, which is a very light brown, like sand dune. It's probably my favourite of the new Versafine Clairs. Absolutely love it. Again, you'll find that on my website, watercolour.co.uk, and we're going to use this wonderful stamp here with lots of different numbers on, and it's got core 84 there, I think. Don't know what that means, but as I said, this is Elizabeth Craft Designs, and you've got a useful script in there and splats as well. A6 stamp set. So you can put this black in your platform if you want to. Remember, you need your foam if you're going to be stamping this. But we are going to just do it by hand, because I'm not bothered if it's not perfect. Really not bothered at all. But we're using the mat to give us a bit of extra cushion. And as I said, we're going to use the sand dune. Now the new Versafine Clair is very, very, very juicy, so we don't need to worry about that. But again, you know, get your re-inker at the same time and you'll be good to go all the time. Make sure your numbers are the right way up. Always a good idea. I am going to start at the top and then just pull a little bit down below. Be careful, because it will slide on the stencil and you will get gaps, because it can't go right the way up to the stencil. It just can't manage that. You can just stamp. There is another video that I've done where you just stamp lots of little stamps inside the stencil. But, you know, if you want something quick, then this works too, hopefully. Oh, except that it didn't. Oh, that's disappointing. Right. What we'll do, we can fix it. Don't worry, don't panic. We're going to do it in hand. We're going to do the stamp in the hand, and we're going to stamp in the gaps. Press like that. Sometimes it's good to see where things don't work properly. Then you can see how to fix it. Let's have some different numbers. We're having all the same number there. We'll have 83 now. Let's have 83 there. Let's have 246 just there. Let's have this one, 568. I'm sure that would work. Should have known better, shouldn't I? Let's have this one down here. Oh. Let's see if that will go in there. Yep. And some thinner numbers here. when we do the reveal, hopefully this will look half decent. Let's see if we can get some numbers in here. I probably won't use this bit over here because I'm going to cut a tag out. But we get some going in the background. A little bit distressed, which is fine. Let's see if we can get that, a bit of that 568 going on there. Yep. Okay, I think we'll stop there. Doesn't matter that there isn't anything up there because I don't think I'm going to be using that. Let's put that to one side. Obviously, if you did put it in your stamping platform, you'd be able to put more pressure on, and so that might work. So give that a go, obviously, you know. But let's have the reveal, shall we? Let's see what it does look like. I'm sure we can use it. At the end of the day, it's just a piece of card. Zero to stress. So here's the grid taken off. Clean that off. It will come off. Don't leave it ages, but clean, because it's obviously Versafine Clair, but do clean that off. And now we take away the mask from the image. She looks pretty good, doesn't she? So the theory is, and I will pause and continue this video on. Let's take that off there. Wait for the Versafine Clair to dry, and then I'll carry on. And we will take from this set here, Elizabeth Craft Designs 1744, which is your Planner Essentials 26, Planner Pocket 4, and tag and toppers. I don't actually have this one in stock at the moment, but I'm going to take this tag here and we're going to cut her out there like that. Okay, and then we're going to probably use this topper here, so we cut that out in a different colour and pop that on top, and she will be in a tag like that. So I'll wait for that to dry. Will I colour her in? I probably will colour this one in. I don't know, I do like them black and white just with the pop, so I might not. In fact, I probably won't, and then I've got the option, if I put it in my planner, to colour it in at a later date. So it's a little bit messy, it's not brilliant, but you get the idea, don't you? I think it's still usable. I think it is. Let me show you. Let me hold it up and show you so you can see what we're aiming at. Hold that like that. There we go. That's what we're aiming at. I think that's going to look fab, actually. Okay, so I will join you in a little while. Okay, so I've got all my bits and pieces ready to carry on. I've cut my tag out using the tag I showed you, which is this larger tag here from Planner Essentials 26 from Elizabeth Craft Designs. And also I've cut this die out here, which is that one, to do the top of my tag. So it doesn't matter that my design doesn't go all the way up. And this paper and the papers I'm going to be using are from the Grungy Wood paper pad from Elizabeth Craft Designs, part of the Art Journal specials by David. And it's 12 double-sided sheets, plus you've got the back of the front piece, 216 GSM, really good quality papers. Very impressed with these. I've been using these quite a lot. And I've just inked around the edges with some Scorched Timber Distress Oxide. And we're just going to glue these together. So it doesn't matter that my background didn't go all the way up, because we're putting this tag topper on, which I really like, actually. It's a really different sort of finish to just a plain tag, or the ones that have got the top layer and a backer layer to them. It's nice to have this fancy top, like so. And then using another die set, I'll grab it and show you. This one, so many die sets I've used. I've used quite a few actually for this one. This is, you can't really see it, can you, because it's in a bag with lines across it. This is Planner Essentials 7, so it's one of the early ones, which has got like smaller tag pages, and I've used this reinforcer here, which is what I'm going to put on my tag. And I've got double-sided adhesive. I use the 4-inch roll, which I do have in stock, and we're going to pop this on. So it's got the adhesive on the back. I'm going to pop this on our tag just to finish off. I'm not going to put any twine on at the moment, basically because I forgot, but we'll put some twine on later on. Is it going to fit? Should do. Okay, so it doesn't want to. So what we're going to do is we're going to just, we don't need the back anyway, we're just going to snip that off there, because it's meant to go around a page. That's what it's meant to do. So you're just going to snip it off there, so we've just got the front piece, just like that. And if we want to, we can actually put this on the back, but I'm not going to bother. Okay, so that's all ready to go into my page. Then I'm going to put it in a pocket, and this has been cut out using one of the new die sets from Elizabeth Craft Designs. This is part of the Planner Essentials 2175. Ooh, that's it. This is the pockets 2. So there are 2 pockets, and there's a really useful alphabet, nice size, and it's got multiples of the vowels in that. You've got numbers, you've got a couple of paper clips, and you've got a really long border on that one. That's a really good set, and I do have that one in stock. That's the pockets 2. And we're using the smaller pocket, and I've cut it out of vellum. And before we use it, I am actually going to stamp just around here using Travels 2, and we're going to use one of these. There's 4. We've got Look at This, Hello Summer, Documented, and Yes to This. So we're going to, I think we're going to have a look at this. So we want them to look at the tag. And let's see if we can get it. Let's not have it in the corner actually. Let's just get it secured with all of the magnets like so. And I am going to use stays on. I don't normally use stays on anymore, just because I don't. I'm going to use stays on because it's on vellum and I want it to dry very quickly. Archival dries reasonably quickly, but actually stays on is the quickest. So let's see. I need to look and see whether that's evenish. It is evenish. That's all right. I'm not taking any chances with this. I'm hoping it's a relatively new stays on ink pad, but it hasn't been used for quite a long time. So I'm hoping that it is still inky enough. It looks okay, but we'll see, won't we? I've got that marzipan smell from stays on. Look at this. Okay, that's good. Perfect. That looks great. That looks great. Right, okay. That's that. I don't know why we're doing this because it's dry already. Just have it. Right, that's that. That's out of this Travels 2, which is one of the new stamp sets. I like it because there's loads of vintage style sayings in here. So you've got loads of labels here. You do have the American version of Favourite, which is always a bit of an issue, but obviously part of Elizabeth Craft Designs is actually based in the US. But you've got Chillaxing, Director of Looking Busy, Quality Time, which is always a good one, Weekend, You've got this thing if you're going on an aeroplane, you can have that. It's a really cool set, great for backgrounds, actually brilliant for backgrounds. Right, talking of backgrounds, I have this base page, again cut from the grungy wood, and the base page has actually been cut using an older die set, and this one is 2010 Planet Essentials 58, and this is Craft Lover. So this has got the holy edge that I've just used. You've got a little grid for cross stitch here and the cross stitch frame, embroidery frame. You've got a couple of paper clips here, scissors for their reinforcers. You've got a needle, a pair of knitting needles, a ball of wool with a crochet hook in it, and this little chappy here is so you can do say a metal cover for that part there as well, and then you've got Craft Lover in a circle and then a bigger circle as well. So it's quite a comprehensive set, that in stock on my website. Here's a little reminder of where I am. So we are going to actually stamp a background on here, and I thought what we would do is actually use, again because we're mixing up the brands, we're actually going to use this stamp set which I really like from Sample, which is the script rubber stamp. Really useful, and this one is on red rubber. Sometimes you get grey rubber, but this is actually red rubber this time. And I'm going to stick with my new favourite, the Sand Dune ink from Versafine Clair, just to add some interest in the background. And this is a foam mounted stamp, so we should be absolutely fine with this. It is a background, so I'm not going to stress too much about it. Which way up is it? That's always a good idea to have it the right way up. Let's have it over here first. Probably should have put a piece of paper underneath so I didn't need to clear up. But I always think about that at the end. Okay, that just adds a bit of interest. Bring that up quickly. Let's get a piece of kitchen roll now. Just adds a bit of interest. It's nice, isn't it? I really like this colour. Really like this colour pink. It's my favourite, my new favourite. Obviously black is the one we use all the time, or pine cone, which is a lovely dark brown, and then you've got twilight and medieval blue, which are really good blues. But the backgrounds, this one's great because it's not as dark as the others. Let's see if we can get some sort of lining up going on. And I am going to stamp along the edge as well. This is a real go-to stamp, this one. Sam's done a great job. She's got some new stamps coming out soon as well, in early September. Let's do this border here, about there. Obviously you can't see through a rubber stamp, so it's always guesswork as to where you're going. Let's hope it's the right way up. Yes. It's always a relief when you've got letters and numbers and things that you've actually put them the right way up. Right, last little bit. Try not to drop it. Put it there. Okay, all done. There's our background all done. Looks fab. It's already a great background paper, but just with sandstone adds a little bit extra to it. Nice extra detail. There you go. Okay, so that's my background done. Let's get our pocket. I have got another tag which will go in the pocket, but I'm not going to decorate that one today. This has been cut out using the tab 4 with tags, which is 2055. So you've got 5 big tags and a base page, and you've got some reinforcers there as well. So I've already cut that out and I've got my reinforcer ready, but that'll be another video. I think I know what I'm doing with it, but it'll be another video. Don't want this one to be too long. Okay, so this will be ready now. So the die does score for you. So we are going to just follow those score lines. Now I'm told that with vellum, you can't then change your mind and score it the other way because it cracks. That's what I'm told anyway. So do reinforce it with a bone folder. Before we put it on, I need to ink around the edges as well. Not necessarily of this, but of the base page. Let's just give this a little bit of scorched timber. You could, if you wanted to, make the edges really distressed by using a pokey tool and grabbing these to make them really shabby. I've done that before with the note pieces. In fact, this does coordinate very nicely with the note pieces set, which has got lots of smaller dies with raggedy edges and pierced edges. That's one of my favourites that I use a lot, and one that I've stocked on my website because I do use it a lot. So if you're interested, I am doing art journaling classes at the Makers House in Fareham. They start in September, and they are on the 3rd Wednesday of the month in the evening, 6:30 till 8:30, and details are in the workshop section of my website. Right, so then this is going to go on here. Hopefully it fits. It's going to go over that edge a little bit. Didn't think that through, but it's okay. It's okay. We'll manage. It'll be fine. Right. Let's grab some double-sided tape. I'm going to just put thin double-sided tape on. This is 3mm. You could probably get away with 6mm, but you've just got to be quite precise. There is actually a pocket die that comes with this tag, but because I want to put a bigger tag in, this one from the pocket 2 fits better. Now I'm hoping that you won't be able to see this, but we'll see. That's the trouble with vellum, you're able to see things through it, but we will be able to see our tag through it, which is what I wanted to do. So the question is, do I go all the way over, and then on the other side I'll see my vellum, in fact I'll see my tape. I don't want to do that. So we're going to go part the way over, and if we go over some of the reinforcer areas, that's fine as well, because the reinforcers will go over the top. I'm going to put it quite low down, like so. Cool. And then you see my tag will go in there like that. And I've got my other tag which will go behind it. And I will decorate that in a little while. Is this going over the top? There we go. Obviously you've got the fold of the tag. There we go. That'll go in there like that. and that'll look fab. Oh, let's get rid of that. And that'll look fab when that's decorated, because like I say, I know what I'm doing with it. I know where I'm at. So we're going to put our reinforcers on. Reinforcers on. So I've got, again, double-sided adhesive on the back here. Again, I put just a strip of this 4-inch. And I think we're going to go for a mix of these two reinforcers. I'm not sure what pack of reinforcers it came from. Let's get my this. I'll do pointy one there. And again, the paper is from the Grungy Wood. They all coordinate really well, whether you're using the brown hues or the blue hues. That's straight. I'm not very good at doing straight when we're doing, but that's there now. Very strong. The circles are a little bit more forgiving because you don't have to get them straight. It's so much easier when you've got tape on the back. And let's down the bottom, let's do the other way around, because we can. So we'll do, in fact, we need to make that hole a little bit bigger. Did I do that? I don't know if this is a big enough hole, it might not be. No, it's too small, that. Try and make that a bit bigger. Where are we? Here we go. Did I take the back off? Yes, I did. So that's going to go on there. I'll sort that out in a bit. And we're going to have another circle at the bottom. And we'll have a pointy one in the middle this time. And then I'll file all the others in my pots to use another time. And I've also got from one of the early die sets, which is Planner Essentials 1, I believe. This one, which is 1603. Planner Essentials 1. So I've used these two dies here. So the larger circle I've cut out of black, and it's got a stitch detail around the edge. And then this is double-sided adhesive on the back. In fact, I couldn't get the full size of the 4-inch on, so I've just run some strips of 12mm on there, and out of one of the papers. Now I'll try and take the back off, which is a little bit harder when you're using strips. Bear with, bear with, bear with. Here we go. There's one bit. Bits. 3 bits. You could keep the fall away pieces if you wanted to and put them back into another die cut. You're going to have in the middle, and then that's going to go on here like that. So we can glue that on. Like so. And I think that's all we're going to do with this right now, because I will do the other tag in another video. But How fab does that look in there? And it didn't make any difference at all, the fact that I didn't stamp that very well in the first place. You can't tell. I do really like these images just in black and white. They're not, you don't have to colour them in if you don't want to, which is always a win-win, so it's quicker. But it's there. If I want to colour it in at some point, I absolutely can. Anyway, so I hope you found that useful. I hope you've enjoyed it. As I said, you'll find most of the products over on my website, and there is a list at the beginning of the video of all the products used. So do check out some of my other videos. Do like and subscribe my YouTube channel. I love to read your comments, and thank you for watching.